So, you're excited for Smash Ultimate and you want to be good at the game, but you're not exactly sure what you should be practicing once the game comes out. Don't worry, I'll give you 5 general things you should practice in Smash Ultimate in order to be good at the game. This doesn't guarantee that you'll be a top player once Smash Ultimate comes out, but it'll definitely help you on your way to being better at the game. And with that being said, let's jump right into it. No matter what game you're playing competitively, being able to move effectively is a key component to being good at it. If you can't move properly, it'll be extremely hard to avoid attacks or even land them. You want to get to a point where moving your character around the stage feels fluid and you don't necessarily have to think about what input to use to move or jump a certain way. You just do it. Of course, this will vary depending on the character you use, especially since some characters have additional movement options that others don't. But, being able to utilize those options effectively early in the game's life will put you a step ahead of everyone else. Figure out what heights aerials auto-cancel at, and be able to consistently do it. Learn the maximum length you can recover with that character, and how far out you can go and throw out attacks without dying. One of the easiest ways to do this is just to go into training mode and keep practicing it until it just becomes second nature. Once you've established the character you're going to use and how to move effectively with them, practice their basic combos and kill setups. Their damage racking combos and kill setups might be percent dependent, so it might be best to write notes for when certain combos work. This sounds extremely simple, but knowing something like that can make the difference between taking someone's stock at 90% and taking it at 150. Not only do you need to know how to combo and set up kills, you also need to know how to prevent them from happening to you. There are 2 ways of doing this generally. One is just not getting hit, and the other is through Directional Influence, aka DI. If you don't know what DI is, or just want to know more about it, I'll have a link to my Smash Corners video explaining it more in detail in the description below. A super simple explanation on DI is it's basically a way to control the angle you fly at after you get hit. Avoiding combos and kill setups are going to be extremely difficult to get down because there's not just 1 or 2 characters you have to worry about, there's over 70 characters and counting. The more you play, the easier it'll be to identify the things you need to look out for, but again, taking notes will help a lot. Find it best to at least have 3 or 4 primary ways a character likes to kill in the back of my mind, and what percentages those kills roughly work at. Shield dropping is a technique in Smash that allows you to drop through a platform from shield. This has been in every Smash game and normally doesn't get utilized by people until late in the meta, and it usually ends up being really effective for getting out of tight spots you're normally not able to get out of. The way you do this is shield on the platform and hitting down on the control stick just enough to fall through the platform, but not too much because if you do, you'll end up spot dodging. This will take a lot of practice, but if you're able to do this consistently at the beginning of the meta, you'll have an advantage since most people won't be able to do it to you, but you'll be able to do it to them. The new perfect shielding mechanic is much different than it's been in every other iteration of Smash. In order to perfect shield in Smash Ultimate, you need to time releasing the shield button the moment your opponent is about to hit your shield. This makes perfect shielding more like parrying, and is going to be vital in punishing things your opponent throws out that you normally wouldn't be able to. Character knowledge and matchup experience is going to make perfect shielding easier to do on top of your ability to read your opponent. Perfect shielding certain attacks will net you bigger punishes, so being able to determine how big of a punish you can get is going to matter a lot. Well, that's all I have for this video. I hope you found this knowledge useful, and until then, I'll see you next time.